Morning, everyone. Lovely to see you all. Lovely sunny day here, so I hope it is with you. And we have got a fancy fold today. It's not much of a fold, actually, to be honest with you. It's more of a cut rather than a fold, but it gives you a different card. So I thought that it would be nice to do something like that today. And we are going to be using some different elements for this one. And there's a fair bit of measuring, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think we've got it. It was a fair bit of wasted card in order to get it quite right, but I have got it right for you now. Well, she says, hopefully. So, going to be making a 7x7 card today. And I'm using some papers from the Paper Tree Springtime Party. They're decorative papers, quite some nice subtle images with like lots of little patterns on it, which is what I quite like, actually. I quite like to work with a smallish pattern. So that's what I'm working with today. And I'm going to go for pink because I fancied pink today. So that's my two pieces from there. I'm also going to be working with, let's find the bottom of it all, some black card, because I think that the black makes it all really stick out. Oh, you know what I mean. Not quite stick out. It enhances it somewhat. Do you not think? So we're going for the black as the background. I've got a stamp set, not a new one by any means, but I felt that it will just go right with what I'm doing in a minute. So you will see, hopefully. And it's called Deco Sayings. So you may well have this one in your stash because it's not new. But I think that the font of it is really quite nice to be using what we're using. And then I have got this lovely teardrop background, Sweet Poppy Stencil. Now, it is for backgrounds, but I wanted to make it the focal point, so it's a bit different. So, oh, you can just about see with all the light shining on it. It's really very, very pretty. And I think that it might be used in a different way rather than a background. So I think that's going to be quite nice. However, let us, before we get on to that, let's pop that to one side for the minute. Let us get on with our creation here, which is, as I said, a fair bit of cutting. So first of all, I've got my magnetic sheet. Now I'm going to be using that for the Sweet Poppy stencil, but as you may recall, in the past I have mentioned that I stuck a magnetic sheet onto the back of a cutting board, one of these what do they call it, self-healing cutting board. And so I need that today. I need the lines on the background, and I need something to cut because I'm going to use my hobby knife instead today. So first of all, I'm going to take my card and I'm going to make sure that I've got it for opening the right way with the hinge on the left-hand side. And I'm going to take my metal ruler and I'm going to measure from the top down to 5 centimetres and put a little mark there. And then I'm going to go down to 10 centimetres and put a little mark there. And then on the other side, the side of the hinge, I'm going to measure again, and I'm going to measure this time to 7 centimetres and then down to 12. Okay, so I've just got some little marks on there. Then I'm going to open up my card so that it's flat like that, and using my metal ruler the other way round, so therefore it is absolutely flat on my piece of card now, I'm going to get my hobby knife and I'm going to join the dots. So I'm going to go from the 7 centimetre mark there to the 5 here, just joining those and cut that down. And then from here, the 12 centimetres to the 7 over here. Whoops, went offline there, not to worry. And then just going to join the dots here. So it's playing join the dots game. I'm just going to join those two there so that I've actually cut this complete bit out. Let me just make sure that we've cut that. And that is throwaway. We don't need that bit. So this basically is our fancy fold. So it's a bit of a funny fancy fold, really, but it will look really nice, I think you'll agree, when we are finished with it. So that bit there is done. We don't need to worry about that. We need to now cut up some of our other bases. So the first layer that I'm going to use is my black piece of card, and I'm going to trim that black piece of card to 16.5 by 16.5, first of all. So just cut out a square of that. And whilst I'm doing that, and I'm going to then cut out my piece of pink card, which I've chosen, and that one's going to be to 16 by 16, so just 0.5 centimetre smaller all the way around. Okay, so just cut all that out, and then I don't have to worry about cutting any more onto there, because the rest of it I'm going to do with my hobby knife as well, which is pretty amazing for me because I don't use knives. One could say I'm a little bit dangerous with knives, but hopefully not. So I have now got my black layer, my first layer, and I'm going to do a very similar thing, but with slightly different measurements. So I'm going to take my ruler and pop it at the top of my card, and I'm going to measure down to 4 centimetres, and again at 10. And then on this side, I'm going to pop that at the top there, and I'm going to measure at 6 centimetres, and again at 12 centimetres down here. I hope that this works, because I can't tell you how many times I've tried this. So I'm going to join the dots, that one, and I'm going to take my knife and cut that down. It's a really thick card that I've got here today. There we go. And then this bit, join the dots, there to there. That middle piece is waste, and hopefully, if I've done it right, these should now fit, whoops, into, oh, got to rescue that. That then fits into there, and that then fits into that slot there. I knocked my hobby knife on the floor, and then to add to it, I knocked the actual knife blade out. So all in all, that wasn't a good start, was it? Just tighten that up. It's better. Okay, so that's that bit. And then we come up with our pink piece, our smaller piece, and we need to put some measurements on there and do exactly the same. And we're coming down this time to 3.5, but also to 10. And on this piece, we're coming to 5.5 and to 12. And we're going to do exactly the same again. Going to join the dots. If you are using a metal ruler to do this, always make sure that you do it sort of on the back this way around, because then you haven't got any movement. If you put it like that, you've got a gap underneath the ruler that you could easily go under, and then it's not cutting absolutely straight. Whereas if you put it down absolutely flat the other way around, then you will get that absolute true line. Top tip of the day there, hold your ruler upside down. Right, and put your lid back on there before you do any more damage. So our little, hopefully, our little elements will then, oh my God, look at that. Look at that, it works. So we pop both of those into there. So I'm going to stick those down, and then we're going to go on to the lovely stencil and just show you how pretty that can be as a focal point instead of a background, which is what it's. Hold on, Michael, you don't want to work again. It was working earlier. Oh, gosh. Don't you get fed up with glue? I get fed up with glue. Ah. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves whilst I pick the glue out. God, dear, oh dear. You've only just woken up, Jill. It's afternoon. Don't say morning. It's afternoon. No, it's not really. It's not really. It's a lovely day out there for you to wake up to this morning, Jill. So go for it, I say. Right, there's our panels there, and the black one. Just there and there. And then the pink ones on top. So you can use any card, any size card. You just need to wiggle about with the measurements. But I just thought it was nice to do a 7 by 7. And it's going to be a fairly flat card as well. So it sort of fits in nicely. So there we are. There is our base card all ready to go. So let us now work on our lovely stencil. So as I said, it's the Teardrop stencil. And if I hold it down there, try and get the camera so that it's, well, hopefully you can see it there. It's really very, very pretty. And it's supposed to be used as a background. But as I said, I'm going to use it as the focal point today. So I've already cut a piece of card out here, a white piece of card, which is 9.5 by 13.5 centimetres. And that's just about the right size for my stencil to go over the top, just about. Should have just checked that really, shouldn't I? Yeah. You can see that it's just going to fit over there. But before I put my stencil on, I'm going to mask some of my stencil off, which sounds a very bizarre way to think of doing, but bear with me. So I've got my piece of card down here, and I'm going to make sure that my piece of card is actually level with one of, it doesn't matter which mark, one of the marks that is on this grid here, so that I know that it's straight down there. Then I'm going to take a piece of the stencil masking tape, which is about an inch wide, so 2.5 centimetres, and round about there, I'm going to line that up. And again, using the stencil, the grid on the background here, I can then make sure that I have got that piece stuck down in a straight place. Then I'm going to turn it back over so that I'm using my magnetic side, and I will use that to stick that down onto my magnetic piece first. And then my stencil, get round the right way, is going to go over the top of that like that. Okay, just check that that is in the position I want it to be. Yeah, all is well. Okay, so I'm then going to use Distress ink, and I'm going to use Picked Raspberry. Just the one colour, but I'm going to make it look slightly different. So I'm going to take my Picked Raspberry, and I'm going to start at the bottom of my image, and I'm going to work it in, and then as I get up to the top, I'm going to just sort of fade that away for a little bit. So I'm going all over the stencil, but I'm fading it away at the very, very top. Okay, so I'm going back in again, and I'm going to come back in again at this bottom stencil, and I'm going to work my way up, and I'm just going to use it very, very lightly now at the top. So just make sure that I have got it colour on the top. And then I'm going to work a lot of ink into this. So I'm just going to do the bottom part of it. So just, you can possibly see where that stencil tape is, and I'm just working it in as far as that stencil tape. And I'm just going to keep on layering it up so that I have got down the bottom a very, very deep pink. A deep pickled raspberry. No, not pickled. I always say pickled. goodness knows what a pickled raspberry would look like. A picked raspberry even. Okay, a picked one, not a pickled one. Pickled raspberry. So lots and lots of colour down the bottom so that is really, really strong. Okay. And then we are going to take that stencil out of the way. Pop that to one side. And then I'm going to take my piece of tape off so that you can see then that my image has got a gap in it. And then I've got a lighter piece of the same colour at the bottom, darker piece, at the top, and a darker piece at the bottom. So I'm then going to grab my stamping platform and pop this up in that top corner so that it's nice and safe up there. Hold that down. And I'm going to choose a sentiment. Now, we've got a lot of sentiments, but in particular, it's got to be fitting within this line here. So I think I'm going to do a with love on here. But you've got thank you, just for you, get well soon, congratulations. They would all fit on there. Happy birthday would need a wider band. That's all, just a wider band. And thinking of you maybe would not be ideal for this particular set, to be fair. But I'm sure you could find some other place that it might come into place for. So because I've used black on the background here, I'm actually going to stamp my image in black. So I'm going to line it up in my platform, pick it up, and then I'm going to use the VersaFine Clair. Oh, a little butterfly floated in then. VersaFine Clair, just to pick up my image. Just press that down. It should be enough, and it is enough, which I think now, if you see what I mean, that the Art Deco, or sorry, the Deco sayings, I think go in really well with this sort of very modern twist. And you've got like a modern font, very unusual font. Haven't seen anything like that before, so it's quite nice. I really ought to put them back. Let me just put them back. Otherwise, you know what it'll be. When I want to use the with love, it will be missing. The guinea pig hasn't got it though. Although I have noticed that the guinea pig has lost the happy birthday on the stencils that on the stamps that he was doing. If you recall, the guinea pig has been secretly crafting and the happy birthday is missing. So I suppose it gives us a clue onto what kind of card he's doing. He's doing one with the banner, stitch dot banner, and he's also doing it as going to be a birthday card. And the staff has got a birthday next week, so maybe he's making a birthday card for his dad. You don't know, do you? It could be. Stranger things have happened, usually here. Right, okay, we digress. So I have done my lovely pink image, and I'm going to mount that with a little black background there. So a little, I've already cut that one out, just a little 0.5 centimetre bigger all the way round, which takes you to, I think, 10 by 14. So just a little bit bigger. I'm going to put that straight down. So as I said, this really is a background stencil. It's called Teardrop background even. But I think that if you put this on like this, it makes a lovely focal image. I'm going to pop some foam onto the back of this. Let's get my, so just going to put it 2 bits at the top. I want it to have a little bit of dimension, and 2 bits at the bottom. And I have got to be careful that I don't put any in that middle section, because the middle section is wafting about in the breeze, and we don't want any glue on there, otherwise it will look a bit daft, don't you think? So a really, really quick and simple card for you today. How about that? So popping a little bit of extra glue on there because I want to make sure that it does stay stuck. Bringing over to my card, which at this stage is potentially a little flimsy. It's not going to stay up. Not going to stay up at all like that. But I'm going to pop this in so that it is in the centre. So I'm just eyeballing it, as they say, that I have got it centralised. And then just pop that down Press that down there. And now our card will stand up beautifully. So you've got that secure part, but you've also got something really quite different. So now you could, if you wish, finish it off in a slightly different way. So I'm just going to do that as well. I'm just going to pop something on the background here. So I think that if we get another piece of card, just think that it needed that. Now I'm working on it. Oh, don't want that piece of card. Hold on. We will get a piece. Let's close my card up. Another piece that's 16.5 by 16.5, which was the same as the black piece that we used just now. I think it'll all sort of tie in if we do it like this. And then I'll get another piece of the pink and I will, or shall I use a coordinating one? Oh gosh, there's so many decisions, aren't there? I think I might go for a coordinating one, if I could grab hold of it. Hold on, talk amongst yourselves. I spied a little one and now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. I think that would look quite nice. One of the coordinating ones. So we'll do that. This one is then 16.5. And you can still write on top of that or give yourself a little card or something in the centre, which would look nice as well. So let's pop these two together. So it's that's what I like working with papers for. Sometimes it's lovely to make the backgrounds, and I love doing backgrounds and all inky things and everything. But sometimes we need to use those papers that we've got. And we need to use them for simplistic things. We don't need to be going a bit mad with it all. And so we'll pop this onto our base. Right. So that, because we have a hole in our card, we will be able to see it through. So now that line, because we cut it out the same, the line is following down the back there, which all looks nice. And then as you open it up, you can quite simply write on there, or you could also get yourself another little piece of white card so that you've got this same mirror image, cut out something similar like that, and that be in the center there as well. So there you go. Obviously, if you use different coloured inks, it will look different again, different wording. You can change your front and font and all sorts of things, but it's just a bit different, and we like different, don't we? So I can't really show you when it's standing up, but you can see that that's, you know, it's different. We like different. So now let me explain. If there is anything that you saw that you like the look of, you will find most of it over on the maximumcrafts.com page of the Facebook Live. I've got papers and bits and pieces, so they should be over there if anyone's interested in that. Oh, someone's got a birthday. Oh, Jane's got a birthday. Oh, well, there you are. There's your birthday card, Jane. Yeah, the teardrops are there as well. They should be there, June. Not quite sure if you're saying that they're not there. Oh, is it saying that we're not there? Let me just check whilst it should be there. I will just check for you. So I have got a lovely workshop with some great people tomorrow, and that I'm looking forward to. And then I have got... oh, hold on. Let's just change this for you. I don't know why I was going to do that at 10 o'clock in the morning. Hold on. Sorry. Let's just get rid of that. And that should be there for you. I do apologise. I thought it was there. I did it wrong. Should be there now for you. The stencil, I should say. And then we have got our back on Wednesday. But in the meantime, don't forget, on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock, John Lockwood is showing you his new collection, which is super duper lovely, yummy, delicious Wonderful. So that's to look forward to. And that is, as I said, on Sunday it's released. But I'll be back on Sunday morning with a project for you. So lots of things happening, and looking forward to seeing you join, and hoping you can join me on some, if not all of those occasions. So take care for now. Thank you very much for joining me. I do hope that you are all keeping safe and well. And I hope that I have shown you a couple of little things today that you haven't seen before, maybe. So take care, everyone. Have a good day. See you soon. Bye.